It's not going to feel great. It's cold out there regardless. Southeast wind today may kick up a little. Could have a gust or two up near 20, 25 miles per hour to round out the day. Probably not a big issue, though. Let's go through it here. Hour by hour, I'll give you a first alert to how things are going to change today. 9 to noon, up into the 30s. From then on, I think we can get into the 40s, 41 by 2 o'clock. And then that southeast wind, just enough of it, I think, to nudge us up to about 45 for the high. And you'll get some high clouds to the north. These are a little thicker, lower clouds to the south. And the map from then on will just kind of fill in as the sun sets. So by 7 o'clock, we're down in the upper 30s. By 10, we're in the mid 30s. And then likely the numbers won't move much overnight because of these clouds hanging around. So at some point, we'll be able to dip down a little bit into the 20s in a few spots. And you can see some snow showers moving in. Kind of a complicated day tomorrow because of the colder air rushing in. The wind will pick up. We may have a high early in the day on Saturday. But let's talk a little bit about this small little window for snow tomorrow morning. You can see this is the model that has the most. Not a lot to it, is it? Maybe a quarter of an inch if you get anything. Best odds are going to be near and north of I-80, as you can see here, but most models keep it even farther north than this, more of a Sioux City and Sioux Falls problem. So be mindful of that as we make our way through the course of the day tomorrow morning. Also, remember, the wind is going to pick up. This is 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Look at those gusts already, and then those will race southeast. We'll be talking 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts most of the day on Saturday. So if you had some outdoor plans, yeah, just remember the wind is going to be whipping all over the place, and those won't really subside until the sun sets, with the temperature trying to go backwards a little bit. There's the 34. That'll probably be an early high on Saturday, the way it looks. Sometime in the morning. Right now, I'm thinking about 8, 9 o'clock.
Okay.
After that, everything's probably going to be colder.
Well, you actually have good news for those people who have been craving for it to look and feel a little more like winter.
That's a good point. Yeah, there's that little opportunity for snow. There's more trying to move in. I want to give you a little snippet of just how cold it's going to try to be. These are the wind chills for Saturday. Those are going to be in the teens at best in the afternoon, and you can see those go downhill as that wind really cranks up. That drives in colder air. Cerise was mentioning 28 for the high on Sunday, 36 on Monday. A little brief jump there, trying to anyway, but then look at this. There's 2 systems to watch next week. Tuesday and then another one on Wednesday. Tuesday would probably be in the morning. Wednesday would be during the middle of the day. We're on the north edge of both. You can see it's pretty cold air. That means it's pretty dry air, and I've been burned a lot this winter where you get on the north side of these systems, and as they get closer, the moisture on models just kind of gets chewed up by the drier air, and I'm leery that that's going to be the case. There's even another one by the end of next week some models are picking up on. So overall, definitely a busier pattern that's holding on that could get us a little bit of accumulation, something we haven't had for a long time, it seems like. So keep an eye on that as you're enjoying the Super Bowl weekend. It does look like we have some snow chances next week.
Okay. In the meantime, we're getting an update on traffic this morning. Hopefully, we're hoping for a smooth commute on a Friday.
I sit down like I'm done talking.
You're not.
Nope.
Get up. You needed a break.
Here's where we go. All right, I'll move around here. All the way around. Now, some activity on the interstate near the ILQ exit. It looks like it might be a traffic stop here in the southbound lanes, or I guess we would call it westbound lanes of I-80. So keep that in mind. It doesn't look like it's slowing down traffic. It is out of the main flow of I-80. It should be over here in the ILQ lanes, but something to watch. The map's really not showing it impacting things much at all. Still have a closure of Q Street around 30th, where we have the impacts there from a crash earlier on. There's about 5:30. Intersection still closed. And then this report was a while ago. Some power lines possibly down around the 132nd and Augusta area. This is just south of West Center Road. The Bakers is right here to give you a little perspective, I believe. Or maybe I'm off by an intersection. Maybe 120th over there is where the Bakers is at. But a big shopping complex there nonetheless, south of 132nd. So that is what we are watching here short term to see if there's any issues around that. But overall, I think the main spot is probably that 30th and Q right now with the crash that we talked about off the top of the show here. Still closed east and westbound. It looks like that was a pretty big crash, so it might take a while to get that one cleaned up.
All right, we're going to let you take a break. You've done a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to get to the news.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I'll be back, don't you worry.
We're going to check in with you in just a second. All right, 3 people were taken to the hospital after a crash. This happened in Elkhorn. Police tell us they are all in stable condition. The crash happened near 204th and 4th Street. An investigation determined that an SUV was stopped and attempting to make a left turn when it was rear-ended by a sedan. We also found out roads in the area were shut down for about 3 hours. They opened back up about 8:30 last night. A first alert to another scam.
Yeah, the Douglas County Department of Corrections says there is a new phone scam going around. The department says the callers are impersonating Douglas County officials asking for money for the release of an inmate. If you get a call like this, hang up right away. The Department of Corrections will never initiate a call to solicit funds for a person's release. A network outage which appeared to disrupt several state websites is now fixed. Websites using the state's ne.gov domain were impacted. The problem led to senators adjourning early at the legislature, with committee hearings moving forward as scheduled. The state is now investigating what caused that glitch. Well, February is American Heart Month.
Yeah, our team is wearing red to show our support for women who are impacted by cardiovascular disease. Our Maria Kate has more from the safety desk on how you can also do your parts.
Heart disease continues to impact people all around the world, and this month the American Heart Association is working to raise awareness about this disease, and you can do your part to help out. So to kick off American Heart Month, I'm joined now by Shannon Hilaire. Shannon, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. And of course, the job of the American Heart Association is to bring awareness to this disease, not just this month, but all year long. But tell everybody at home why there is an extra push during the month of February.
Absolutely. So, Valentine's Day is in February, so we're already thinking of lots of red, right? So American Heart Month is in February. It's an opportunity for us really as women to take control of our heart health, to remind ourselves that we have to take care of ourselves first in order to take care of others.
American Heart Month, there are a lot of different things that the American Heart Association is doing throughout the month. Today, though, Friday, is a very special day. Talk a little bit about what people can do, something really easy to really get involved.
Absolutely. You can make quite the statement with just heading to your closet and picking some red for today. Today is National Wear Red Day, and it's our opportunity to show the world that we're ready to take care of our heart health and to take care of the heart health of those we know and love. So we're asking people to rock their red, and we're in Nebraska. There's lots of red to be had.
Absolutely.
People to rock their red today for their mothers, sisters, friends, anyone they know who's been impacted by cardiovascular disease and stroke, and for themselves.
So for people at home, if they are wearing their red, is there anything they should do? Maybe take a picture, post it on social media?
Yep.
Tell us about that.
Yep, spreading awareness is about this whole month is about. So we would love for people to take a selfie, take a group photo, have your friends at work all together, take a post, and then tag us on @HeartNebraska. We are on Facebook, X, and Instagram. So we'd love to see the whole state go red. Tonight we have buildings across Nebraska going red. We have heart balls throughout the month. We have Go Reds for women throughout the month. Just a lot of opportunities for people to learn about their heart health.
Yeah, of course, we're all rocking our red here on First Alert 6. You as well, Shannon. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that our viewers should know at home about this month and different ways that they can get involved?
Absolutely. So say you're not attending one of those events. Really easy ways for you to get involved is learn your numbers. Find out what your blood pressure and cholesterol is. Learn how to perform hands-only CPR. It takes 2 simple steps to save a life. Call 911 and push hard and fast at the center of the chest. Or maybe it's reminding yourself the signs of stroke, that fast messaging. Facial drooping, arm numbness, slurred speech, time to call 911. Those simple messages just reiterating throughout the month can really help us save those that we love.
So for now, we'll send it back to you.
All right, such good information.
Yep.
All right, also good to know, hospitalizations are on the rise for flu.
Widening data indicates that Nebraska is in the danger zone and these specific areas being impacted when we come back. All right, welcome back. Time now 7:14 on this Friday morning. And there it is, the Bob Carey pedestrian bridge all lit up in red this morning for American Heart Awareness Month. And of course, we're wearing our red today. We encourage you to do so as well. We saw a little bit of cloud coverage in some of those city cam shots that were taken, but those are starting to now move out.
Yeah, and that means sunshine, and that means a warm day today. Just got to let the sun get a little higher in the sky and help us out. So you can see those clouds exiting off towards the east right now. That's good news, and that's going to allow the numbers to climb. But we're down to 22, calm wind. Feels like temperature of about 22, so that's good news. Let me pause this here and I'll show you. There's the edge of the clouds you can see right in here, and that is moving off. So this is just kind of clutter, some cold air back behind that may be showing up. So everything looks like it's shaping up to be a day with quite a bit of sunshine. It's just going to be a little cold to start. Numbers in the 20s right now, and we should be able to remedy that pretty quickly. Go into the 44 to 45 range for a high this afternoon. Looks to be pretty good later on today. Now let's talk a little bit more about Saturday. I want to show you how these light little snow showers that could be out there in the morning north of I-80 for the most part. And this model has the most of any model whatsoever, and it's just not doing all that much. But quite a few clouds in the morning. They'll be a little tough to shake into the afternoon, but I still think they could be there into the mid-afternoon hours before clearing out late. And then that moves through and out. This 34 that we have for a high, that's going to happen pretty early on Saturday. So it's going to be tough to get back to that at any point in the afternoon. There's the snow potential. Models have very little. That model is probably the most of any. You can see this model, it just keeps it even way out of our area. This is what most of them look. I was just kind of showing you a worst case scenario where there could be a light little dusting to our north. But look at the Saturday temperature. This is going to be in the 30s for a while this morning, and then we'll nosedive into the 20s by the afternoon. And a first alert to the wind gusts on Saturday. We're talking 30 to 40 miles per hour with those winds and the wind gusts for a good chunk of the day on Saturday. 28 Sunday, 36 on Monday, and you can see right there on Tuesday. That may start a busier little stretch of weather there. And a little reminder, especially with the temperatures, that we are not done with winter yet. I think that wind tomorrow is really going to start.
We're going to feel it, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the temperatures. We want to know a little more about that snow you're talking about for next week, too.
Yeah, so starting Tuesday, there could be several opportunities. There's a system Tuesday morning. There's one Wednesday, and then there's something trying to show up here by the end of next week around Valentine's Day as well. And you can see it brings some colder air. There's mornings in the single digits and afternoon highs that struggle to warm. Let me show you just kind of how these break down. This is Tuesday, and we're on the north edge of this system once again, although this is a little better for us right here for Tuesday morning. This would be something that may fall overnight Monday and be on the ground for us by Tuesday morning. And then as we head towards Wednesday, there's another little system, but we're on the north edge of, and a lot of times as these get a little closer, it becomes clear that the dry air chews up some of these. So this is what we're going to be watching and see how it plays out as we get through or get into the middle of next week. So pay attention to these as you're enjoying the Super Bowl. Okay. Don't forget about some snow potential next week.
When will we know how much we can expect?
I'm hoping by like Saturday or Sunday we can have a little map put together.
Okay. Noah, that's the people want.
I know.
Give the people what they want.
All right.
All right. Hopefully, we're also wanting some slower. Not slow meaning not crazy conditions on a Friday.
Bingo.
Yeah. So how are things looking?
Still got the crash at 30th and Q. That continues to be the biggest headline out there. So you can see closed is Q Street in both directions from 29th to 32nd. So that lines up with what our photographer was showing out there. This intersection is just a mess right now. Traffic maps not reflecting that, but you can see 29th to 32nd closed down on Dodge because of that crash. That has been the biggest story all morning. Had a brief shutdown of I-29 southbound for a little while down near the Thurman exit. That has since reopened. It doesn't look like there's any issues with this previously reported power lines down. Maybe it's just a cable or something in the road. But overall, that looks to be pretty good around 132nd, just south of Center. Bigger picture, we showed you earlier on, we had the traffic stop on the ILQ as it went southbound here on I-80. That has since cleared. Otherwise, you just got your normal slowdowns out there this morning and a lot of green on the map. So some good looking traffic as of right now, and hopefully we can keep it that way. Just that one area, 30th and Q is the place to avoid right now.
All right, thank you. Good job, Russ. Doing double duty. We appreciate it.
You bet.
All right, cold and flu cases. I don't know if you notice in your place of employment or where you are, but they're all peaking around the metro and beyond.
Yeah, doctors say the season's peak is a little bit delayed, but add this isn't necessarily uncommon as it can go different ways. Now, right now, Nebraska ranks very high according to the CDC. During the last full week of January, the Douglas County Health Department reported 860 cases. That's 145 more than the week before. Doctors do advise being careful so you don't get sick.
If you're ill, stay home and get better. If you get vaccinated, it's never too late. Get vaccinated to protect yourself.
First Alert 6 checked in with Nebraska Children's, and they tell us cases for flu and for RSV are high for them as well. On to our Big Red Extra coverage now this morning. Danny Busboom Kelly was introduced as the 4th coach in Nebraska volleyball program history in an emotional coronation of bittersweet ends and new beginnings in Lincoln.
That's quite the celebration. She was a national championship as a player back in 2006 and as an assistant under her predecessor, John Cook, in 2015. Well, now the expectations rest fully on her shoulders as head coach. A 39-year-old says there's an important factor to success needed to meet their goals.
The expectations aren't changing. You know, our expectations is to be in the hunt to win the Big Ten and to be in Final Fours and winning national championships, you know, but I also, you know, want our players to leave here just loving the sport of volleyball. And so I think that the expectation is for these players to have an amazing experience, and usually that leads to success.
Coming up, one fast food chain is feeling the love.
Yeah, find out more when we return. Welcome back, everybody. Taco Bell is offering a unique kind of package for its location on the Vegas Strip.
It involves weddings for $777. Am I missing something? Is there a 7 deal?
When you win on a slot machine.
Okay, gotcha.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
I was wondering why that
No
was
idea.
important.
Sorry. All right, for $777, you can get married at the fast food chain.
Okay.
A wedding chapel is on the 2nd floor, and it features an, of course, Elvis officiant, a sauce packet bouquet, and of course, lots and lots of tacos.
Hey,
I mean,
No, people are going to do it.
Yeah.
their own.
oh,
Different.
did you see what was in the little?
No.
Is that Baja Blast?
The Baja
Mountain Dew?
Blast. I know it because my son gets it. The Baja Blast to wash it all down.
Oh,
They've
Amy.
thought of everything.
Yes.
Sauce
That's a good
packet
idea.
bouquet. Well, all right.
One of my friends is obsessed with Taco Bell. Like, that's her favorite restaurant.
See?
So, you know, there's a market for everyone. Maybe it's for her.
Maybe she would love that.
Yeah.
$777.
I mean, now that's an
Almost costs more
affordable
to
That's
wedding.
what I was
Yeah,
going
it
to say.
costs more to
Weddings are
get
so
there.
But it's an
expensive nowadays.
All right.
Is that it? Is that all?
that might
Are
be
we
all
done
I
with
can
that?
say about
Okay,
that.
everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here on First Alert 6. Of course, you can watch our update in today's show here on streaming or over the air.
All right, have a great start to your weekend.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Good Friday morning to you. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley. Things are already starting to move out on the roads today. We'll give you an update on traffic with Rusty Lord.
Yeah, since about 5:30, we've had an issue at about 30th and Q, and that seems to be the biggest one so far. Look at the interstate traffic. It's moving along pretty smoothly here, minus the camera just freezing on me. So let's go right ahead to the maps here. Q Street is still closed, 29th to 32nd for a crash that happened at 30th and Q. 2 cars involved. We've been talking about it here since right around 6 o'clock. It's been a investigation, and now they're in the cleanup process with that one. Otherwise, a lot of green on the maps, and still got about an hour yet to get through that morning commute and hopefully get where you're going. Let's get a look at the forecast, and well, you'll notice the clouds. They're moving off towards the east. Sunshine sneaking out. We're down to 22 in Omaha. I still think we can drop a little bit more yet before our temperature starts to climb. Usually in a scenario like this, about 8 a.m. is where the low will end up happening. And then we'll climb up to 45 for the high. Enjoy that. A few more clouds later on this afternoon, but overall, it looks like a great one today. Tomorrow, you see a high of 34, which is about where we should be, but it's likely going to be in the morning, and then we'll drop into the 20s in the afternoon. Wind gusts are the story with that. 30 to 40 mile per hour winds out of the northwest on Saturday. Those will be howling and sending the colder air our way. Also, don't be surprised by a little light snow, mainly north of I-80 on Saturday. In the morning hours, we'll watch that, but I don't expect it to cause a big problem.
Well, breaking news, Rusty was just mentioning, multiple people are hurt after a crash in the metro. This happened just before 5:30 this morning near 30th and Q. Dispatch says that 4 people were taken to the hospital. Right now, no word yet on what caused that crash.
Well, it is 7:28. We're back with another update for you in about 25 minutes. We'll see you then.
Picture for you guys. If you want a morning team photo. Morning team is simple. Daybreak. Do you guys still call yourselves Daybreak?
We're not allowed. On camera, but in context.
In conversation. Yes.